What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade back at it again with that hot topic news. More trades and things have happened in free agency, and we're going to talk about it and cover it live on YouTube on Analysis Playground exclusively. And we're going to do our thing and let y'all know how Analysis Playground feels about these new moves that was made today. And we're going to start it off with the Washington Wizards trading for Cam Whitmore of the Houston Rockets. Washington will be sending Houston 2 second-round picks for Cam Whitmore. We know the man can play. He's strong. He's physical. He can finish and has a lot of strength and a whole lot of power in his game. He's nearly 21 years old as of the recording of this video. He will give them a young forward. They get a guy that has a lot of upside, has great athleticism, has good touch, still trying to improve as a scorer, still trying to improve as a shooter, but he seems like he can be a legitimate player in this league. I knew that when he was in the draft, and he failed a little bit in that draft, but he still has held value in the league. You can get a Cam Whitmore type of guy anyway in any draft in that second round type of area, and now you can possibly get two of them if you draft right and play your cards right and do your due diligence to yourself by studying the up and coming drafts and being prepared, to pick the right guy for your team or whatever role you're trying to get a guy at. So this isn't a bad trade for Houston. A lot of people are going to say Cam Whitmore has so much potential. He looks very good. He's finally going to get a chance. He's finally going to get opportunity to really play going to Washington compared to a team like Houston. Well, that's what I had to get rid of him, because if you're damaging our culture, you're damaging our team because you want more of an opportunity, you want more of a chance to prove yourself when we're trying to find a way to win championships in Houston, then it makes sense for us to get rid of you, still get some good pieces that we think are attractive, even if it's in the future, let you get what you want, and we get a deal that we want to let you go. And then it's going to be considered a win-win, because it's not a guarantee that Cam Whitmore is going to be a great player, but he already has proven that he's a rotational player. He's already has proven that he's going to be a double-digit scorer in this league if given the chance. But you can also find that in the second round. You can find a plug-and-play guy in the second round. We have seen this so many times. But do you want a star or do you want a superstar? Now, Cam Whitmore probably has more potential, but we just don't know who they're going to get just yet into the future. And the Rockets are in win now mode, so they might even use these picks to try to get somebody else that they want down the line, even if they're on a level of Cam Whitmore or still can do the things that Cam Whitmore can do. Because this man literally is 6'7". He gave you 10 points, 3 rebounds in only 17 minutes per game, and he did come off the bench. So the upside is there why you would want to keep him. But if he's going to be that one apple that ruins the bunch because he's not getting what he wants, which is playing time, then you have to let him go, and you didn't really give him up for really that much, but you also didn't get too bad of a deal either, because they added that second round pick ×2. So that's a good deal for him. Houston continues to clear out space under their impending first apron hard cap. The Rockets have several pending transactions lined up when the NBA's moratorium lifts at noon on Sunday, July 5th, or July 6th, I should say. Houston is acquiring, Kevin Durant in a trade, Clint Capella in a sign-in trade, like I said before, and don't forget about Dorian Finney-Smith in free agency. Plus, they did re-sign Fred VanVleet as well as Jeff Green, Aaron Holiday, and Jae'Sean Tate, showing you that they're still going to have length, they're still going to have athleticism, they're still going to have size, and they still got majority of their starters. And they're going to give Jabari Smith a bigger role too, and that's a guy that has a lot of upside still to touch and untap too. And I also wanted to say, Pacers, they're acquiring Jay Huff from the Grizzlies for a second round pick and a second round pick swap. That's not really much. Jay Huff is a role player. He's not going to do much for you besides do what you ask him to do, which is stretch the floor a little bit, rebound as good as he can when he's out there. At least he understands his strengths and doesn't really try to do much other than that. And that's what you're going to probably get in the second round anyway. So it makes sense for them to get a guaranteed guy that they know can play at the NBA level than a rookie that they have to bring along slowly or hope that they can. So it makes sense for them to try to make this deal, especially after losing Miles Turner. So Memphis will clear a bit more room under the salary cap as they create the room necessary to renegotiate and extend the guy that they wanted to bring back, which is Jaren Jackson, for a long period of time, which makes sense. The Pacers get some additional center depth on an affordable contract in Huff, and this is the most extensive NBA action last season. He did actually average 7 points and nearly a block per game. He only played 11 minutes per night off the bench for the Memphis Grizzlies. Now he gets a better chance and a bigger role. We're going to see what he chooses to do with that. Other than that, the Grizzlies also struck a deal with Jock Landale. He was a guy that was playing for the Rockets. Now he's going to be playing for the Grizzlies. He's another big that's decent. He averaged 4 points, 3 rebounds, 11 minutes, and that's a good turnout for the minutes that he played and the lineups that he out there playing with also. And now the Grizzlies was able to get him under a cheap contract, and it makes sense for them to go for somebody that they can rely on and still depend on a little bit when it's needed and when it's necessary. Got legitimate strength and legitimate body, legitimate size for that center position, so it makes sense for them to try to go out there and get another big that can play center. Because I don't like Jaren Jackson at the center position. Yes, he's a decent roamer. Yes, he's a decent rim protector, but he's not a great rebounder. And now they have two guys that can help him out there while still not getting in his way when he wants to use that hook shot or that push shot or even that floater game that he has. And he can still space the floor and hit threes like most unicorns in the league can. Other than that, is no crazy news besides Josh Giddey dug in on a 30 million year contract. We're going to see if he's able to get that. He wants to be in the same range of a contract that Jalen Suggs signed in Orlando or Jalen Johnson signed in Atlanta last offseason, which is crazy. Is Josh Giddey really worth $30 million per season? The Bulls are going to be competing against themselves because most teams ain't trying to give Josh Giddey that type of money. Even though he is a decent player, he's not a star or a superstar caliber player. He's more of a role / support type of player, makes the offense more smoother, more balanced out, depending on who's out there with him. Other than that, Giddey put together one of his best all-around seasons with the Chicago Bulls last year. The 6'8" forward averaged 14 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists, and 1 steals per game. He also improved as a shooter a little bit. He did hit 37% of his threes over the 4 point, well, the 4 3-pointer attempts he took per game. So he took a healthy amount of threes in a modern game. He was able to give you double figures. He was able to impact the game in multiple ways, and he was actually able to help them win some games that they should have lost. And he really did give them some fun and some excitement when he was playing in Chicago. But is he really worth that much money? Is that going to be a great investment for the Chicago Bulls to make? I think that they should get him as cheap as they can get him because you know you really want a star or a superstar caliber player, and you really don't have that on your roster right now. The closest thing you have is probably Kobe White. The guy with the most potential, probably Matas Buzelis. But even he has a lot of things he has to develop and figure out before he can even become that type of player where we feel confidently that he is that guy. He's showing that length. He's showing that athleticism. He's showing that ability to take over a game. But can he do it consistently? Can he do it efficiently? And can he do it on a defensive end too? That's still to be continued on my ties. But that we're talking about my ties. We're talking about Kobe White. They should be getting a bite at that apple first before Josh Giddey. They're the better players. They're the team that really helped them the most winning the games. And Josh Giddey just complimented them so beautifully. But we also don't want to get stuck in a situation where we're paying a guy like Giddey way more than he really deserves and way more than he really should get. But you still gotta look at it like we rather have Giddy than not, because he did actually fit in with the team and actually gel well with the team also. So we also don't want to really lose him for nothing because we were too cheap to pay him. So the Bulls are in a tough situation. They're not really winning a crazy amount of games with or without Josh Giddy, but they also look and play a whole lot better with them. And I watched a lot of Chicago Bull games, and if they can continue to develop and they can continue to grow with each other, they can be something really tough to beat like they were last year. So I don't really think it's crazy for the Bulls to wait it out. That's the thing to do for your side, but you also got to look at it like Giddy really complimented the players that you had on the roster with him, especially in that starting lineup. And none of us probably going to disagree with that. The one of the last things I wanted to say, Mike Brown and the Knicks actually signed a 4-year, $40 million contract. Not surprised that he signed a longer term deal. You want to see what he really can do for the team. You want to really put a great team around him and see if he can get you to the promised land. I don't think the Knicks are that far away from being on that level, especially with the injuries that's been wreaking havoc over the Eastern Conference last year, including the playoffs. They have a fair chance to win it all. We're just going to see what Mike Brown can really do with the team that they have and how far he can push them and how far he can make them look when it comes to looking better on both ends of the court. You got to see what you can do with Jalen Brunson. You got to kind of see what you can do with Karl Anthony Towns. Can they play better? Can they do better on the defensive end? If they can, you got a good chance of going to the NBA Finals and coming out the East, because they've been getting closer and closer to that anyway. Now we're going to see if they actually able to do it this season. They couldn't do it under Tom Thibodeau. We're going to see if they're able to do it with Mike Brown. But just because they gave him 4 years don't mean he's going to coach all 40 years, because we know that the Knicks can be a little cutthroat with how they go about running their organization, how they go about firing coaches. And Tom Thibodeau didn't even make it out. He's already gone, and he had a great regular season and a great playoffs for what the team was built around and had, when it comes to talent. And Mike Brown going to have a similar type of team, and they're expecting him to take them further and do more for them because they like Mike Brown better than Tom Thibodeau, even though Mike Brown wasn't their first option, wasn't their first choice, but he is a guy that they wanted, and now they got him, and he has proven himself in the league, whether he's an assistant coach or even a head coach. Now we're going to see if he can be a championship coach with the New York Knicks, and that's what they're hoping for too. Other than that, nothing really crazy to talk about, nothing crazy to trip over for tonight. Just the Huff trade, and obviously the Cam Whitmore is the biggest news today. And hopefully you guys are enjoying your weekend, and hopefully you guys enjoy some time with your family. Hopefully you guys got a lot of things done. That's all I can really hope for y'all. And like I usually say at the end of the video, hopefully you guys will comment, like, subscribe, and share, and continue to support Analysis Playground to the best of y'all ability. And I also make conversation videos just like this about various NBA only topics. I also break down real footage of legends, current legends, rookies, and also future stars. I also do mock draft and draft coverage. So if you love that type of content and you can't get enough of it, and you want more of it, and you need more of it, this definitely is a channel for you. That's what I can tell you, because I got over 3,000 plus videos already on my channel that y'all can watch and look at and enjoy. Plus, I upload basically every single day that I'm living. So it always give you some reason to come back and always give you some reason to continue to be a fan and a supporter of this channel, because you always got something to watch. And you can look at this channel as a form of entertainment, and I would love and appreciate that too. And thank y'all for appreciating the content for what it is and continuing to come back and making time for your boy Quinn Wade. I also would say I love the fact that you guys have supported this channel in the past and in the present, and hopefully in the future. Even if I'm dead, this channel should still be getting views and still should be getting love for me being a pioneer for NBA only content on YouTube. And I'm one of the last ones still remaining. And we have the best analysis in the world all on YouTube, including this channel. So thank y'all for loving analysis and what I brought to the table when I came to popularizing this world and popularizing that word on what I do and how I do it and how to do it the right way, and influencing so many people to do something similar and wanting to get it done the way I do it or close to it, or just adding their own twist to it. Other than that, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for just checking out the channel, because that's how I got majority of my subscribers anyway. And thank y'all for enjoying some of y'all weekend with me. And other than that, I'm gone for now. See y'all later and hopefully tomorrow. Peace out. No big news, nothing crazy tonight. I think that's going to be a sign of how the rest of the year is going to be because of the cap situation. But other than that, we'll see if any big names get moved, and we're going to be excited to cover it here on the Analysis Playground. And like I said, the Trinity is YouTube, me, and the fans. And that's the 50-50 reason why I'm still going on, because you guys love what I make, and I love making it for y'all, and you guys can't get enough of it. And that's why I'm still coming back each and every day. Other than that, I'm gone. Y'all stay blessed up. And I might give y'all some summer league content too, since it's back in Salt Lake City. Then it's going to go to Vegas. That give y'all something to watch. But don't forget, I got more breakdowns coming. I got more rookie analysis coming. I got more rundowns coming. Got more instant analysis coming. And I got even more tributes coming to give y'all something to look forward to and give y'all something different as the year continues to move forward and as we continue to live also. Other than that, I'm going for now. Peace out. Y'all stay good.